minutes after 3 o'clock, ironically, we're talking about another story on Riley Cooper today. And since our next guest put the wheels in motion for this whole Riley Cooper thing by publishing the video that was taken through a cell phone at the Kenny Chesney concert. But we want to talk to him today about a different thing, because I think he's been fighting the good fight for blogs now for several years. And he wrote a little story about the Black and White and Dead All Over documentary, which is going to come out, and he's kind of taking a shot and getting his back up at the looking down the nose at blogs. Kyle Scott from Crossing Broad. What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Kyle, we're out of a job now at the Great Sports Debate. I know you.
Yeah, I know. Well, but I'm going to see you on, Saturday for the Philly Feud, right?
Are you going to be on the Philly Feud? Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's what is it? It's Crossing Broad against who?
The Whiz.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. They're two of the teams of the four that we have on. All right, now I'm reading your story here, and you kind of like blanch a little bit about this documentary and the trailer, which says, "Where's the internet going to get its information if the newspaper in your town goes out of business?" So I'm curious to know what do you think blogs are?
Yeah, well, it's fun. I actually watched the documentaries up online. Now, I actually watched it last night. It's pretty good. Regardless of what side of the fence you stand on. But that line you're talking about, my issue, and the reason I pulled that out of the whole trailer, because it was said by someone who was clearly older and a lifelong newspaper person, and they were implying that the information starts in a newspaper and then finds its way online. And I think it's misguided, because it's more about the medium and not about the reporters. There are plenty of, today, news and information can start on the internet. There are plenty of websites, and I don't necessarily include myself in this, but plenty of websites that have good reporters, actual journalists, doing original reporting that starts online. So for me, that whole comment was about the philosophy that the information has to start and come from a traditional newspaper or newspaper operation. I think that's misguided. There are plenty of web-only outlets.
No, and I agree. Anybody who employs reporters to uncover information and do research and write stories is a journalistic blog, and I agree with you there. But a lot of them don't. And I don't know. So how would you consider your blog? What? First of all, the general question, I guess, is what purpose do blogs serve, and are blogs serious journalism?
Well, I think, blog, the term comes, I think, with a negative connotation, because it kind of started as the sort of thing that anyone can have their own personal diary online. And all the word blog really means that's different from a website is it's formatted a certain way. My site is formatted like a blog, and it's where you have the most recent post at the top, and it's pretty much in chronological order. That's really all blog nowadays means when you're trying to separate it from a website. So, I'll call myself a blogger. I'll call it a website. I think the terms can be used interchangeably. As far as, it's my idea of I don't call myself a journalist. It is what it is. I comment on stuff that's out there, not totally unlike what you do on the radio. You take the stories of the day, try and find unique aspects and comment on them. I always approached it from a business standpoint, where there are 12 people covering the Phillies and the Eagles and the Sixers and the Flyers. And I'm not going to add any value, especially as an outsider, just trying to cover the games and write the traditional columns and the trade rooms. That market is saturated. So I looked at it from a business standpoint and, okay, what's the need here? There's a lot of things that go into being a sports fan other than just the game. So I try and cover the stuff away from the game, whether that is the TMZ stuff, what the players are up to, whether that's the media. I mean, we broke some radio news over the last week, whether that's the fan experience or the food at the games. There's a lot of things that go into being a fan besides just the games that I try and focus on. And, a lot of it is commenting. We do have original stories. Obviously, you mentioned the Riley Cooper thing a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but that's because somebody got it to you.
Sure.
So like somebody will email you a tidbit or, is that journalism?
Well, in a case like that, I mean, yeah, we get plenty of stuff emailed and we put it up there. That story, that video, that's not the sort of thing I get and throw it up within 5 minutes. First of all, you want to verify that it's real because it can be damaging. You need to edit it in such a way and make sure that it's accurate and it's timely. And, when he said he took it. I mean, there are certain things you need to do to verify that. But I won't argue with you on that. Sometimes people just stuff finds its way into your lap. I think it does say something that someone who's 22, 23 who had the video thought of a website before maybe a TV station.
Well, actually, that video was presented to me first.
I'm aware.
You are aware of that. That didn't get in your story.
Well, I kind of figured that that wasn't something that everyone wanted known.
Yeah, that video was presented to me, and the person who presented it to me, I didn't think it was our brand, so to speak, and it was more your brand, which get to the point on what blogs are and the branding of them. So you're basically saying that you would be more conversational than informative. Would you say that's fair to characterize what you do as a blog?
Yeah, I would say that's totally fair. You know, I want to entertain. My goal really with a website, and people are at work. You know, my target audience is between 20 and 35, and it's guys and girls sitting at work that are trying to pass the time, and they want to be entertained, and they might not have the time to read a 2,000-word story, but they can click on it, get their sports news, be entertained, laugh, get some commentary. And, you know, sometimes there are original stories. That's not my core thing. But, you know, a couple of years ago, and this is one I went out and found, there was a big fight after the Winter Classic outside Geno's. And a Rangers fan who was actually a cop got beaten pretty severely. We went out and found the guy who took the video, got a super high-res version of the video, uploaded it to the site, contacted police, and it led to an arrest. You know, I mean, those are the sorts of things that, the Inquirer that was covering it didn't do. Mm-hmm. Police themselves weren't able to get. And, you know, I mean, so...
All right, I got you. Let me just
throw. We will do a story,
and that's good. And I think you should aspire to continue to do that. So let me just close with this. You wrote a story last week on a media development in this town, and of course the comments come, and there were a lot of comments on it. So now I read one of the letters from one of your commenters. Now you turned that into a story about how I talked about the douchebag who wrote that letter. Now, so what is your, see what I'm saying? You took that, I was making a point that this guy is the total idiot. You gave that idiot more press in your blog. I'm curious, what editorial decision do you make before you do a story like that?
Well, to me, that's a no-brainer. You know, I the same way you have a core group of listeners, you know, I have a core group of readers, and, you know, it's a community of readers, really. So when a big-time radio show like yours is reading our comments live on the air.
But the comment, I'm only reading it because the guy's a douche.
No,
you turned the douche into a hero by making a story out of him.
No, I didn't give any sort of opinion on. Trust me, I get you see the comments. Then you see what people say about me. The same stuff. I'm not trying to say that to put our commenters in a positive light. I was simply saying, hey, here, this is pretty cool. These are commenters on our website being read, to a lot of people. So
it was kind of self-promotion, basically.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, I got you. Kyle, thanks for spending a couple of minutes. We appreciate it.
Man.
There he is, Kyle Scott, Crossing Broad, Swartz Calling Hotline. 610-632-0975. And yeah, he does. One of the things he does do is he hammers the Flyers reporters. And I'm late to this party. He calls them something?
The Core Four.
He calls them the Core Four? Who would be in the Core Four?
The Core Four is Pinocchio, Sam Carchidi, Frank Saravalli, and I guess Rob Parent, now that Randy Miller's gone.
And why are they the Core Four?
Because they're the four main guys, I guess, that cover, I guess, for the biggest papers. And they've been there covering the team for the longest.
All right, and Pinocchio, obviously, is the reporter for ComcastSportsNet.com. Carchidi does the Inquirer, Cervelli does Daily News, and Rob Parent does the Suburban paper?
I think so, yeah.
How's he get into a Core Four?
I don't know.
He's the Suburban paper.
Well, Randy Miller was part of the Core Four, part of that group that would always kind of get caught doing things.
610-632-0975. It's the Mike Missanelli Show right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.